there I am. What do you like? Walk like an Egyptian over there?
He stepped over my mic.
Did you do it again? Did you break it again?
What? No,
you break
no,
your
I
mic?
just knocked it over. I tipped it over.
It's actually not freezing in here tonight. It's just cold. Oh, we're dropping so many frames. I've got to get a better connection. I don't know how to do it. I'm wired straight into the router.
And do that.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Gene Pool Variety Hour. This is episode number 40, I think?
40.
This is episode 40. We have officially hit middle age. So it's time
That's right.
It's time to get a trophy wife and buy a red sports car. But that's on you because I'm already married. I ain't doing that again. So I'm sticking with what I got.
And I already have a trophy wife.
There you go.
And the Civic is pretty much a sports car already.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah. A Civic hybrid. Yeah. When I think of hot rods and I think of sports cars, that's what I think about.
There's a difference between hot rods and a sports car.
Oh, it's not a sports car. It's neither one. It's a Honda Civic hybrid. Okay, it's neither one. It's an economy car that gets you where you gotta go.
Sports car.
Anyway,
Okay.
So welcome everybody. Thanks for jumping in with us already, Ashley. Appreciate that. Hopefully we'll get some other folks to jump in with us too.
Please.
This is what we do. I'm Dad. I'm the old guy. That's my son, and your name is. Don't delay. Just go ahead and say it.
My name is Kana, and I am the fabulous one of the group.
Have you ever considered just as an option, just saying your name, just saying it, not doing the whole changing your voice, something or other. I know it's your stick. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
oh
Dad,
God, here we go with the little look again.
I am an actor. I need to perform. I need to be one with the theater.
Okay, that's great.
Which actually matches well with the movie.
You need to hang out with Kruggles then, I guess, because
who's Kruggles?
She is with Adventures Incorporated, and they do a D&D podcast as well. And she does. It's like there's Adventures Incorporated, there's Botched, okay, and they're kind of like rivals, quote unquote. Yeah, they usually have a family feud competition at Dragon Con every year between the two of them, and usually it ends up with the losers have to do something really bad. So anyway,
like embarrassing or morally bad.
2 years ago, the losing team was forced to drink a beer that was a hemp-based beer, and it was because I saw it because they poured it out in the glass. It was literally oily. It had an oily layer on top. And they had to drink it. Yeah. So, anyway.
Hemp beer?
Hemp. It was a hemp-based beer. Yep.
So weed beer.
No, it was more hemp. It wasn't the THC stuff. It was just hemp-based. I don't know how they do that. I just drink this.
Hemp is weed.
No, hemp is the plant that we look. Hemp is the plant. THC is the drug in hemp in the marijuana plant, right? Okay. Anyway,
yes, and CBD is in hemp, which is a safer cousin to marijuana's THC, I believe.
Man, I just don't like my. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. It's just I don't like my lighting. It's just bad. So anyway,
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
No, not DeVille. DeMille, Mr. DeMille. You're thinking Cruella DeVille. It was Cecil B. DeMille.
Cruella DeVille.
Did you know that they're doing?
She doesn't scare you.
Did you know that they're doing a live action? Oh my goodness! Did you know that they're doing a live action origin story for Cruella DeVille?
Yes, I did.
Starring. Do you know?
I don't know who. No
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone's gonna play her. At least that's the rumor. I've seen pictures.
Freaking Hermione.
Huh? Emma
Isn't that
Stone.
Hermione?
Emma Stone, the redhead. Not from Harry Potter. That's Emma Watson.
Well,
Emma
okay,
Stone.
okay. Two
She was
redheaded actresses, both named Emma. How
okay.
can I get them
All right,
confused?
she was in oh god, what's Spider-Man's girlfriend's name? With Andy Garfield as Spider-Man.
Gwen Stacy.
She was Gwen. That's Emma Stone.
Okay.
Okay, now
Now,
you know.
now I know
Okay.
who it is. But let me come on. Two redheaded actresses, both
Yeah,
named Emma. How could I get them confused? Right.
okay. Although, yeah, that's true. I mean, when Emma Watson was younger, her hair was redder, but I think that was more for the part than her natural hair color. But anyway, so what you been doing? What's been going on, man?
Let's see. We recently got a new hire back in the cage with us. Me and Jeff.
Okay.
Good news. We've been able to get a lot more work done because we've had the extra help. Bad news is it's our boss's son.
Okay.
Nepotism. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, nepotism.
So anyway,
literally.
all right.
It's so.
Look, it doesn't really matter.
What?
Can he do the job?
Yes.
Oh, then it's okay.
Which is a big step up based on the last two hires we had, which both collectively didn't even last a week.
Yeah.
One of them couldn't even speak freaking English.
Right.
He was speaking some type of African language almost, and had a thick accent.
Well, he might have been from he might have been from Uganda, Nigeria, somewhere one of those kind of places, and so he has an English very thick accent.
No, Dad. It wasn't his accent. He literally did not speak a word of English.
Okay, well, then
yeah,
maybe your employer should have vetted that employee a little bit more before they hired them.
Yeah, that's what Jeff said.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, he just got a better offer on second shift and went there.
Okay, all right. So, any fun stuff going on with you? Because I want to try to keep this show a little bit tighter than we did last week, so it's not a 2-hour stream and a 2-hour podcast.
What's wrong with it being 2 hours? Huh?
I mean, you and I have a blast, but I don't know that people want to sit here and listen to it for 2 hours. So I'm just going to tighten it up a bit.
People were dying laughing with us.
Oh, that was 3 weeks ago. Not last week.
That's why I said that's why I said the other week.
Listening is a skill, right? I should probably
yes,
practice
exactly.
It.
And for you, it's less of a skill and more of a job necessity since you're a freaking shrink.
That's true. Maybe I should pick that skill up a bit. Maybe I should practice it some. might help me stay employed a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, all right, any fun stuff? Any fun stuff going on? Any interesting things? I got a few interesting things. So,
me and Nikki are planning a big destination date next Sunday, going to Akron, Ohio.
Oh wow! What's in Akron besides the Zips?
Besides what?
The Zips. University of Akron. University of Akron. The Akron Zips. I don't know why I know that, but I just know that.
A beautiful art museum, zoo, a bunch of awesome restaurants, some cool parks, and this awesome giant metaphysical shop that Nikki has been dying to go to ever since she first saw it.
Hey Hammer, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the follow.
What's up, man?
So you're going on a destination date next Sunday, but tomorrow you might not survive. You might not make it to next Sunday, right? Because you got something planned. You got something planned for tomorrow, right? The two of you in a park. Don't y'all have like a Nerf battle or something to the death or something tomorrow?
We decided.
I don't know, man, but thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. So wait. So who?
Okay. I'll explain. Be patient. Be patient.
Not a virtue of mine.
Exactly. Well, why do you think I'm not patient? I got it from you. Must be genetic.
Yeah. Delayed gratification is not one of our strong suits.
Yeah. So anyway, she yesterday Nikki was feeling kind of down. She always gets very depressed during the winter months just because that's just who she is. And so she's been wanting to try and think of something active and physically active we could do to together.
Yeah.
And so as a joke, literally as a joke, I said, why don't we get a bunch of Nerf stuff from Walmart and have a Nerf war? And she literally jumped at the chance and said, "Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea!" And I'm like, "What the heck?"
Okay, look. So a couple of things I'm going to put on my psychologist hat a little bit. Okay, a couple of things. One is there might be some seasonal affective stuff going on because people that live up north, really further north, like Canada, Alaska, those kind of things, when you don't get much light, that can affect their mood, right? So that's a real issue.
She's getting help though.
Yeah, that's
a good thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing, and one of the things that you always want to encourage people to do that are kind of feeling down in the dumps is to get active. So I mean, that's perfect. Get out there, but she's probably going to school you. I think she's faster than you are. So
true, but I don't know. I feel like I could give her a run for her money.
Is there snow on the ground?
No, not yet.
Oh man, that would have been fun. Yeah. A Nerf war in the snow.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Nikki also because she's anemic, she gets cold very very easily. She doesn't want to bundle up in like 2 coats, a sweater, and long johns underneath, and try to waddle through the cold. I'm barely able to aim her Nerf gun or hold her Nerf sword. So looks like that kid from freaking A Christmas Story.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. The little brother from Christmas Story. Yes. So the match.
Get up.
The match may be over really quick. Either you get her because she's moving so slow, or she freezes and just becomes still, and she's an easy target. Either way.
But also she wants to include her boys and with everything. She's
her boys.
It's this group of friends. She and her brother are friends with.
Gotcha. So like their group of friends. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's not just a one-on-one thing. It's not like count to 10 and turn it 10 paces and fire. Right. It's not like
no.
Okay. But so it's guerrilla warfare.
Yes, but this also gives me a chance to make all kinds of fun additions. So
how do you have time to make additions to Nerf by tomorrow?
We're not doing it tomorrow. I've been trying to tell you we're postponing it.
Oh, okay. Because you told me it was yesterday. You told me it's tomorrow. The last I heard.
I actually told you it was yesterday on Thursday.
Oh, I thought you told me yesterday that it was Saturday.
No.
Listening is a skill.
I told you Wednesday. It's tomorrow on Thursday.
Okay, man. I'm sorry. When I travel, I lose track of days. Whatever. I'm home now. Okay.
Anyway, Nikki says it is a fun idea, but to wait until the summertime when it's warmer out and lighter out.
That makes sense.
But this also gives me a chance to one, research the different Nerf guns and weapons. 2, create an awesome rule list of everything. Like what part of the body gets what many points and all that. Is it a one-shot kill shot type thing, and different game modes too. I love doing this. I love doing this kind of stuff.
You need to booby nerf the park. Booby nerf.
Booby nerf.
Booby nerf it. Yeah, there you go.
Booby nerf it.
Booby nerf the park. Hey, that could be the title of the stream. Booby nerf. So you get
what?
What did you just swallow?
No, I just choked on my nuts.
That's the show title right there. Choked on my nuts. Oh god. I just run the show. You are the show.
Peanuts and
you are the show.
And,
oh my god!
Tossed it in my mouth, and it went down too far. And I just
Booby
Oh my
nerve,
God.
booby nerve, and choking on your nuts. Nice. Nice way to start the show there, dude. Wow. Okay. So anyway, so to some kind of normal things. Yeah,
Yes,
that,
actually, I
that needs to
did.
be clipped. So,
Please, someone do that.
so, look,
Oh my God.
what's been going on with me? Oh, I watched my first home hockey game last night. I told you I've kind of picked up Columbus as my team that I'm rooting for because that's where you live.
Yeah.
And they played the Tampa Bay Lightning last night, who were the Stanley Cup champions, and they were playing them played them in Columbus, and it was so fun. I mean, I've watched hockey before, but just kind of watched it in the background. But I really focused on the game last night, dude. You can't take your eyes off of it. It's like Columbus scored 21 seconds into the game. In the second period, Tampa Bay scored twice in a minute, and then in the third period, Columbus scored again to tie it, and then they went into overtime, and then Tampa Bay won at the end. But it's fun to watch, man. So when we come up to visit, if we come up to visit during hockey season, you're going to take us over to see a Columbus game. So
Okay.
I want to see that. So just got back from Savannah. I was down there for work, but dude, COVID sucks.
Yeah.
Because we used to love going. When we would have to travel for work, because we would have to travel to Savannah, Georgia, and Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. So pretty nice places to get to go hang out.
Yeah.
Seattle's a little bit sketchy these days with all the stuff that's going on, but so riots. Yeah,
Riots.
Yeah, check the news, man. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It's
I
politics.
don't get the
politics.
news, Dad.
It's called Google. Anyway, so we usually go, and when we go on these trips, every night we're going out to eat, might go have a beer, and so it's a lot of good time for camaraderie and hanging out with the team and with the troops and stuff. But with all this COVID stuff, with all the rules that we got right now, it's basically we drove down to Savannah, got on base to the hotel on base, went to the commissary, basically the grocery store on base, did some grocery shopping. And then we just ate supper in the hotel room every night, by ourselves, in each of our rooms, eating. That's it. Super boring. Actually. So I just sit and watched hockey 2 of the 3 nights. I did play some Destiny on Mitch's old Android phone though. That was kind of fun. But hotel Wi-Fi and Destiny don't mix very well.
I could have told you that.
Are you sniffing your mic?
No, I was being weird and getting real up close to it.
Okay, that kind of hurt. But anyway, so.
Real up close to it.
Okay, so that's all I got going on. I got nothing going on in terms of travel coming up anytime soon. I would love to have gone down and taken pictures for you guys down at the river, Smashy. I would have done that, but we didn't even make it down there this time. We literally drove on to base, didn't leave base for 3 days, and then left this morning. So it was one of those kind of boring trips. But when we can start to move around and travel a bit, especially once it starts to get spring or summer when we go back, we'll definitely do that. It's probably not going to be until June now because these guys are about to head out overseas for several months, and they'll be back in June. I don't really have a lot going on, man. Anything interesting for you? I mean, we just talked last time. I don't have a lot to talk about this time. Chase is pretty
not
quiet.
Really.
Yeah, it's been kind of
it's
when
been
we do
kind of a blah week.
Well, and since we streamed last Saturday and we were streaming less than a week, from there on Friday, which is our normal time, by the way. Yeah, not a lot's going on. I've worked, so anyway. So why don't we just yes, please.
You what?
Nothing. Stretch.
Stretch what?
Time. Go. Just go. Just talk. Jeez.
You know that water filter thing you
on
brought up for us?
Yeah, on the sink. Let me guess, it broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
It more like exploded on me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds like
It's on the side facing me, and somehow split right down the middle, and water just sprayed right on my chest, all over me.
wet t-shirt contest. There you go.
That's literally what Nikki said.
See, me and Nikki think alike apparently. So
So yeah. Now
okay.
me and Nikki are just going to invest in a water filter pitcher type thing.
That makes the most sense. I mean, we had that. See, that was something that we had, and it wouldn't fit on our sink, so we had it. It had never been used, so we brought it to see if it would fit for you guys, and it worked for a while at least. So
yeah.
Because apartment water is not always the nicest tasting water. Well, it's clean. I mean, it's fine, but it's just kind of can have that taste to it.
Hammer, yes, I did win the contest. I mean, come on.
So what was the prize? What was the prize? Oh my gosh, really? That's an image I don't need to see. Really? Do you see why I was happy he moved out of my house, people? Do you see?
You miss me.
I do.
Oh my gosh.
I do. But this.
Hey, look at these things.
But this will suffice. I'm good. This will suffice. This is good enough. Occasional visit, whatever. No.
Thank you, Hammer. Thank you. I think I do.
Oh. What is this? Auto mod is just now. Let's see. Held a message for. No, this is. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
because I didn't know that Mitch and Hook had jumped into the room, and all of a sudden I saw this post and it was talking about 2 girls in 1 cup, and I'm like, dude, that post was like a month ago, and we're just now getting it. What the hell? So anyway,
oh my gosh.
Okay. So
yes, Mitch.
Enough with the 2 girls, 1 cup. Enough with you shaking your stuff. No. Oh, I'm done. Just warn me ahead of time.
No,
I know, right? That's the comment, right?
Dad, I'm not going to warn you ahead of time because your reactions are what sell the comedy. I mean, come on, hon. Is it really going to be more funny if I warn you saying, Dad, I'm going to squeeze my tetas together. See, it's not going to be as funny.
I give up.
As when I actually survive you. Surprise you, not survive. Surprise.
No, I'm surviving you. That's true. That's more accurate. That's more accurate. So,
okay.
Hashtag Team Connor. So
and to answer your earlier question, I did win a prize.
What was the prize? Be careful. Be careful what your answer is. This is a family-friendly show.
It's censored.
Or tries to be. We try to be. But anyway, okay.
It's censored. So just I won something fun, let's say that.
Okay. So, good. You won your wet t-shirt contest. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm not going to support your new career, but I'm happy for you. You do you.
Oh my gosh.
So, all right. Do we want to just jump into the show, or do we want to keep just rambling on?
I mean, Dad, the rambling is what gets us the most laughs.
That's true. Come on. That's true. So, I haven't even thought to press the chicken button because that's all we've done the entire time is just talk weird stuff. So,
yeah.
Okay. So let's just. Wait a minute. So what? you went and put your peanuts in the microwave, and now you have popcorn?
No.
You said you were eating peanuts. Now you're eating popcorn. So which is it?
Okay. Hey, what sounds better? Am I just choked on my nuts, or just choked on my popcorn?
Well, I mean, clearly the first one sounds funnier. It's the bigger joke. It's the one that we're gonna clip, for sure.
True.
So that'll be our new promo, right?
I guess.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't have anything. I don't,
Homemade Cracker Jack.
So, why don't we just do the geek question?
Let's go into the geek question.
want to ask you a bunch of
That's a
questions.
question. That's not.
And I want to have them answered immediately.
Immediately.
Nice, really delayed copy there.
Oh, shut up.
All right, so
It's still new. I'm still trying.
so what's the question?
All right. The question is. All right.
I need another one of these. I thought you had it.
I was trying to find it again. All right. If you could live and be part of any big story in history, what would it be and what would your role be?
All right, go. I'm just going to
me-
kind of wing it because I've got a general idea, but I haven't got a specific one. So go ahead.
For me, I would definitely be Leonardo da Vinci's apprentice during the height of the Italian Renaissance.
Okay, why?
Because the man was literally centuries ahead of his time.
Mhm.
The man was designing airplanes, tanks, helicopters, medicine, and
Sorry, I'm just laughing at at Mitch's comment. When Gene got hit by the car, and it'd be me.
thank you, Hammer. I think that's a good choice too, because the man was a visionary. You know, I mean, I feel like if somehow he was even brought back to our time, he would still be coming up with revolutionary ideas on how to make this stuff better. You know,
Yeah,
because the man was just that smart.
yeah. Okay, so if you could,
and his artwork was amazing too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just
That's true.
imagine watching him create the Mona Lisa right in front of your eyes.
Mhm.
Just and just the man's awesome.
Yeah,
Plain
well, I
and
mean,
simple.
that's
The man
true.
is awesome.
Okay.
And then also the Italian Renaissance.
Mhm.
So many developments in religion, in theory, in science, in art, and culture that are still in use today.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
it's in my opinion, it was by far one of our most advancing times of history for mankind.
Yeah, and you know, and according to Mitch, you know, you'd also be the third best Ninja Turtle too. So that's awesome. That's the bomb. So all right. So if you were able, where's that noise? Okay. Anyway, some kind of weird sound going on. Like
What
I don't know. There's some kind of hissing sound going on. I don't know where that's coming from.
was that? It
No, I mean, it's weird. No. Okay, so this is riveting streaming. All right. I don't know what that sound is, but if you could insert yourself into history there and alter it somehow, how would you alter it?
How would I alter it?
Yeah. How would you
Let's
insert
see.
yourself in a way, and how would you change history? I
Hmm.
wonder if that's me, because it seems to happen only when I'm
If-
talking.
Let's see. I don't know history all that well, except for the biggest of things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Maybe I would prevent Abraham Lincoln from being shot.
No, I mean, it's definitely me. Something's causing my mic to give feedback. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Okay, if you guys don't hear anything, it may be just me. But no, if you were Leonardo's assistant and you could insert yourself somehow there, right?
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I would so let's see if I'm inserting myself into that time period, would I still have modern knowledge? It's kind of like a time traveler type thing.
No, I think it's more that you're just part of that. You're his actual assistant. But you had, not that you had future knowledge, but just you were able to in some way alter history or alter one of his discoveries or something like that.
Huh. If I'm being totally honest,
Yeah.
I would keep him from going into that cave.
What cave?
Oh, um, um, long ago, Leonardo da Vinci went inside a cave and came back, claiming to have met an angel, but ancient astronaut theorists claim
Hmm.
he may have had contact with an alien, and and that's what helped inspire all of these inventions and things he was centuries ahead of. You know.
Okay, so you're saying that he went into this cave, or he says he went into this cave, and yeah. Okay, so Hammer's hearing what I'm hearing too. So I'll have to figure that out. It was doing fine, then all of a sudden it just started about 5 minutes ago.
It could just be background white noise.
No, but it only seems to happen when I start talking. That's what it seems like for me.
I don't know. I don't hear it at all.
But anyway, so what you're saying is that Leonardo went into some cave and some angel showed him all this stuff, and you would stop him from doing that?
No, be because after I believe I'm not 100% sure, but after he met this angel or whoever, that's that's when he started to get a little bit more eccentric and started trying to invent other things besides his original notes.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Again, I'm not 100% sure, because again, history is not my strongest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Hammer, I would agree with that's what it seems like to me as well. The weird thing is nothing changed and it was working just fine. Then all of a sudden it just started. So no settings changed. It just happened. So I don't know what happened there. I'm not the sound guy. Dang it. I hate it when this stuff happens because I have no way to fix it. I have no idea how to fix it. But anyway, okay. So for me, if I was going to answer that question, look, I love the book. Have you ever heard of the book The Alienist by Caleb Carr?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
It's historical fiction, okay? And so it's not a real time it was set in a real time in history, but it wasn't a real story from history. It wasn't based on an actual event. But
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
set like
That's what historical fiction is. I know what historical fiction
it's
is.
not it's kind of set in the late 1800s, early 1900s. It's kind of around the time when Teddy Roosevelt first started he was like a policeman or a police chief or something in New York before he got into politics. Anyway, it's kind of a story of the first use of psychologists, and back then they were some of them were called alienists, to track down a serial killer. Okay. And had my career taken a different turn, had I, for example, gotten into this military work that I've been doing for the last 5 years much sooner, when I was younger, I would definitely probably be working towards a State Department FBI type gig and want to do that. That's what I would love to do.
So basically, be like those people in Criminal Minds.
Yeah, right. Yes, but back then. And thanks for the donation, Mitch. You didn't have to keep doing that. Somebody's got to tell me how to get that off of there. I forgot how I put it on there, so I forgot how to take it off. I was trying to do that before the stream started, so I'm going to try to fix that before the next time, so I stop begging people for money. Thank you so much. That money goes straight to them. I don't even see it. It goes straight into my account and then goes straight to the charity. So that's great. Thank you so much. But yeah, I couldn't figure out how to change that. So I guess I was going to Twitch. No wonder I couldn't figure it out. It's on Streamlabs. I got to go there. Go to my account there. Never mind. I'll figure that out next time. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just put my face in front of the
you
screen.
were saying before.
Oh, that was definitely chicken. Sorry. I'm really distracted with this fuzzy in my ear. But that's what I would want to do. Back then, I would like to be kind of one of those people at the beginning of the idea of using psychologists or people that study human behavior and human emotion to look for signatures in killings and track down those people, like Jack the Ripper, like those kind of people. I would love to have been involved in that kind of stuff. That's what I would like to have done.
No.
I mean, I have lots
I've
of
always
things in
wanted to
history.
know.
I have lots of things in history that I would have loved to have been part of. That's just the first one that popped in my head because it's kind of something that I've always wanted to be able
Who
to
actually
do.
was Jack the Ripper?
I don't know that we actually know who that was.
We
Oh,
never actually found out.
You're dang straight, Smashy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm like, it's rough. So, and I know you know, you and I, we're simpatico. Okay. Anyway, what was your question, Connor? Sorry, I'm all over the place now at this point.
Did we honestly never find out who Jack the Ripper was?
I don't think so. And we never caught. I mean, there's been theories of who it was. There's been lots of theories of who it was. There was even a theory. There was a theory at one point that it was a member of the royal family. That's why they were never caught. I don't know what evidence led to that idea, but that was one of them. But no, it was never caught. So.
Huh.
As a matter of fact, when I was looking at some movies today, there's a movie out there. I forgot what it's called. Something about Jack. But it's about like when the spirit of Jack comes back in current day, something like that, of Jack the Ripper.
I don't think it was
Yes!
James Spader, Mitch.
No, yes, that's it. That's
What?
the movie. I think James Spader was the guy in the movie. Was it James Spader that was played in that movie? I think. If it's a horror movie, Mitch would know. If it's of any kind, Mitch would know. So, yeah. But yeah, I think it was kind of, looked kind of weird and kind of old, maybe in the 80s. Jack's back. That's it. I knew it had
back.
Jack in the title. Yep. See, I knew Mitch would know. Mitch is my source for all things horror. So
Sure, that's
and
not about
comics.
Jack Black's acting career.
So what about what? Sorry,
Are you sure Jack?
my brain
you
is
sure
not working well right now. What?
Are you sure Jack's back isn't about Jack Black's acting career?
No, it's not. Nice attempt at a joke. Didn't work. Nice attempt.
It did work. If you'd heard it the first time and instead of being
All right.
distracted.
So that would be my answer. You know, that would be my answer. That, you know, kind of being involved in that kind of thing, whether it be Jack the Ripper or, man, I'm trying to think of any other kind of well-known serial killers way
The
back in the
Zodiac
day.
Killer?
Well, but
The
see,
Zodiac Killer.
all of those have been like from the 60s on, 50s and 60s on. I think they didn't really understand what serial killers were really. You know, except, you know, that's why Jack the Ripper stuck out so much, because it was back in Victorian era London and you just didn't see that stuff. And so I'm sure there were several other ones.
And that's the thing back then, there those things weren't noticed, so there could have been hundreds, if not thousands, before JTR that just weren't documented. You know,
Could be.
So
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, the good grief. There's been serial killers forever, but Smashy taught us something. Learned something new every day. You know that apparently forensic investigation published in Journal of Forensic Sciences has identified the killer as Aaron Kosminski, a 23-year-old Polish barber and prime suspect at the time. So, did you mute? No, we're just reading. So anyway, and I taught them something on Horseshoes and Hanger Days last night because they were talking about the movie Terminal. And they thought it wasn't based on a true story, and it was. And so I sent them the link in the show.
What's Terminal?
Terminal is a story. It's a movie starring Tom Hanks. It's a movie starring Tom Hanks where this guy, he's from a different country and he flies into the airport, and while he's flying over, his country gets overthrown and he no longer has a government anymore in his country, and so he can't leave the international terminal in the airport. So he lives in the international terminal of the airport. It's based on a true story. There was a guy who got stranded, Iranian or Syrian refugee, and he got stranded. He got stranded in Charles de Gaulle Airport and lived in the airport for 18 years.
we're in the middle of it right now, actually. Yeah, that's okay.
So anyway, so that I know you didn't hear any of that, but they did, so that's cool.
No, I did hear you.
Okay.
You were saying that the movie Terminal is stars Tom Hanks, and it's about a guy who gets stuck in the international terminal of an airport because his country was at war, and it's based on a true story about an Iranian guy, right?
That's about as far as you got. There you go. Then, anyway, yes, I know these live outtake. Thanks, dude. Our whole show is an outtake. All right, our whole show is an outtake. So, all right.
I was just saying hi to my wife.
I understand that. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, that's what I do. That's what I've done your entire life is give you a hard time. I'm going to continue to do that, even though you don't live with me anymore. Just deal with it.
I know.
That's it. That's one of the simple pleasures I have as your father.
Nikki freaking tripped over her groceries and almost face planted into the freaking door.
You know, if I had busted my teeth through my lips, you wouldn't have been laughing.
That's
No,
true. You wouldn't have
no,
been
you're
laughing
right.
at that point.
But
tell her.
at
But
that point, no. But in the future, when we think back on it, I would have.
but tell her that they didn't, so it is funny. And I said that.
My dad wanted me to tell you that because you didn't hurt yourself, it is funny. So it is okay. I laughed.
All right, Sean, you win this one.
Okay, let's move on, man. I want to go do some other stuff. So let's talk about the movie. You want to talk about the movie?
All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So
Yep. Let's talk about the
all right.
Limehouse Golem.
All right.
You would love this movie, by the way.
All right, so we're going to talk about this movie that we watched on Hulu. It's from 2016. It's called The Limehouse Golem or Golem, however you want to say it.
Golem.
Some people say Gollum. You say Golem. I say Gollum. Let's just call the whole thing off.
Let's call the whole thing off.
The whole premise
You got to sing it.
Yeah, not going to do that. Thank you. Not going to do that. You go right ahead. You're the extrovert. I'm not. So even though I like to sing, I'm not going to do it here.
You've
So-
never liked to sing.
What's that?
You've never liked to sing.
I love to sing, but I love to sing in church. I love to sing in a group. I don't like to sing by myself.
That's so sad and so.
And that's why I love playing my trumpet, but I'll never play my trumpet by myself. I like playing in a group. So
All right.
So the premise of this movie, if you've never heard of this movie, it's in Victorian London. A Scotland Yard inspector hunts down the sadistic killer behind a series of gory Jack the Ripper-like murders. Okay, so it's a mystery. It's hunting down these serial killers. So do you want to kind of talk about the plot? Do you want me to talk about it and kind of run it down? What would you like to do? I always like to go with it wherever you want to go with it.
I talked about the plot last time.
Okay.
So you talk about the plot this time.
Okay, so this movie, it's like I said, it's set in Victorian England, and there's this murder. It starts out with a man is found dead in his bed, and he's clearly been poisoned, and his wife kind of gets accused of it, and it starts there, and then it goes from there. It goes back in time to what led up to that. And turns out that there was a family, husband and wife, 2 kids, and a maid that were killed. There were other people that were killed, and they started to see that there was a series of killings by the same person. And so it's one of those investigation movies trying to find this serial killer. Now, the main investigator, his name was Kildare. He was an older guy, and he was put on the case by the main investigator. And the thing about Kildare, he was, the story behind him was he was very talented. He was older, and probably would have gone a lot further in his career as an investigator. But based on things, the way they talked about things in the movie, there had been rumors about, homosexual lifestyle for him, and it kind of kept him from, people just kind of put him off to the side and didn't, kind of ostracized him, and so he never really progressed in the police department. And so they kind of put him on this case because it was a series of murders, and they basically put him on this case to be a scapegoat when they couldn't solve it, so they could get rid of him. So they had an excuse to get rid of this guy. So he starts investigating this stuff. There's something written on the wall in blood, and I forgot if it was, I think it was in Latin. They go to Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, something about spectators. I couldn't remember the actual.
Yeah, it's like basically it was like, okay, the people that watch and do nothing are just as guilty as the people that do something, right?
Yeah.
And so they recognize this quote from some author, and so they decide to go to the library and they go to the reading room where all the nice books are, and the librarian tells them of the author that wrote that quote, where that quote came from. They go to find the guy's book in the reading room. They pull out the book, and it's somebody has written all in this book, talking about all of these murders in a very specific type of writing. And so clearly the killer has been reading this book and has been writing in this book. And so he and his cop assistant talk to the librarian to find out who are the people that are in the reading room on the day that that book was checked out or whatever. And there's like 4 names. And they were, I've got the list here somewhere. Where are they? Karl Marx, George Gissing, Dan Leno, and John Cree. So they kind of started hunting these guys down, looking for them as suspects in this, in the series of murders. The problem is John Cree was the guy that was dead of being poisoned at the beginning of the movie
By the wife.
The wife was accused of it and was in jail and was going to trial for it. So that's how the investigator Kildare and Lizzie got connected to each other. And it goes from there. And it's just this whole investigation of things. And the cool thing that I liked about it was every time he went to look at these different suspects and talk to them, they played out a scene of one of the murders as if that person was doing it, and it was them talking and explaining everything, but it was actually the words that were written in this book, right? Yeah. And so he's racing to find out, because he thinks that John Cree was the actual killer. And so he's racing to try to prove that John Cree was the actual Limehouse Golem, which is what they were calling this guy, to save Lizzie, because he had a connection with Lizzie for some reason, and wanted to make sure that that they could prove that John Cree was the murderer, and therefore that would give her a reason for having poisoned her husband, and she would probably be set free for that. So that's what he's trying to do. And he goes through and he's investigating all these people. Now, what you have to understand about Lizzie is that she was an orphan. She had a mother that died early. I don't think she ever knew her father. She was physically abused.
An abusive mother.
She was very physically abused by her mother. She was sexually abused by men down at the docks because they made their living sewing sails for the guys at the docks. And so she was sexually abused a lot down there. She was physically abused by her mother because she was sexually abused by the men. Just a horrible existence. Her mother died early. And
I would watch that fight, Mitch.
Oh, I'm looking at my notes. I'm not even looking at the chat. So, So anyway, so she leaves, and she had always wanted to be involved in. Oh, it always
acting.
Gets dark, dude. It always gets dark, Steve. So, so she'd always been involved in acting, and so she went to the music house where they, back in the day, kind of the slums of London, where they had kind of the raunchy music house style stuff, and fell in love with
comedy mainly.
Yeah, but it was raunchy comedy. Back from. Well, the nice thing about this movie was it was raunchy, but there was no bad language because it was Victorian England, so it wasn't that bad. And so she got in.
Most we got was someone saying Jesus.
And she got in with Dan Leno, who was the main actor of this show. He took her under his wing.
Jay Leno's ancestor.
Yeah, whatever. So, and it turns out, turns out Dan Leno was one of the 4 suspects as well, right? So she's already connected to 2 of the 4 suspects, right? And it goes from there, and there's just so many things where what I liked about it was how they showed how all these different sectors of society in Victorian era London intertwined. You had the upper echelon, the intellectuals, Karl Marx, and it was the historical Karl Marx. and high society and the slums and the prostitution and just the raunchy side of life, the darker, seedy style of it, and how they all intertwined with each other throughout this whole story. And Kildare kind of surfed through all of that in doing this investigation. I don't want to.
Hangton.
Yeah, I don't want to go too long about that, but let's see. So that's pretty much what happens. They're progressing through the entire murder mystery through the whole thing. They do figure out who did it. There is a twist. Although, like I told Connor, I don't know that it was that much of a twist to me because I kind of saw it coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it really is a good movie. You should watch it.
It is. You really need to watch it.
But it's basically a murder mystery where they're trying to, like one of these other movies where they're trying to solve a serial killer kind of thing, right? And trying to save Lizzie and all of that. So that's basically the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to it before we jump into other stuff?
I loved the characters in the movie. Every single character, or no matter how short-lived, all had a very good screen presence, you know? They're all memorable. Even little Victor, who was only in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Every single character had a lasting impact in the entire film.
Right.
You know?
Well, not everybody had an impact in the film, but you know, I don't know, man. I thought it was
one
interesting.
Character that didn't.
Wow, that's kind of true. Well, the cop assistant didn't really have an impact in the movie. He was an important character, but he didn't really have an impact in the storyline. You know,
he was the one that first started it all. He was the one that brought Lizzie in.
Well, that's true. That's true, but I mean, he was just doing his job. It wasn't like he contributed to the story. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're kind of right. They all played a role in the storyline, and I didn't really think of it that way. That's kind of true. So, pretty cool. What else did you like about it? I saw it.
Little Victor is Dr. Doom's SoundCloud rapper name.
So what else did you like about this movie? What else? What's important about this movie to you?
Let's see. How the music hall. How the comedy itself was also sort of ahead of its time, but so similar to what we had because this was Victorian England and dudes dressed in drag and everyone was laughing their butts off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but now we have people freaking is not good.
Nice censoring yourself. Very good.
I mean,
very good.
So.
You know, look, they were just playing characters back then, and that was kind of Dan Leno's shtick. And here's the thing. This is not a true story. This was not based on a true story.
Yeah.
But of the 4 male suspects in the movie, Dan Leno, George Gissing, Karl Marx, and John Cree. John Cree was not a real person, but the other 3 were real people that lived in England during that time. Karl Marx was actually living in London in the time frame that this movie was happening. So
Dan Leno was a real person?
Dan Leno was a real actor then. I mean, he was a famous actor in the music halls back then at that time. I don't know anything about George Gissing, but I did read that they were all 3 of those were real people that lived during that time. So that was kind of cool that they mixed in some historical actual people in it. But the other characters were just part of the story. So that was kind of cool.
There was one thing I didn't understand, and throughout the entire movie, there's all this gay subtext.
Well, yeah, and I don't know because this was based on a book. So I don't know if that, because yes, there was that part where Kildare, there was the rumors that
And
that
and
there
the
was,
constable.
yeah, there was rumors about a homosexual
I'm
lifestyle for
on
him,
your
and that's
side.
okay. Can I finish? There was
Sorry.
rumors about Kildare and a homosexual lifestyle that led to him kind of being ostracized in the police force and kind of put off to the side. There was that, and then the policeman said, "I'm on your side," like you said. And at the end of the movie, we see him sitting with a man at the music hall at the end of the movie. So you don't know if that was part of the story, if that was part of the book that this was based on, or if, as we're seeing today, that stuff is added in to be more diverse, be more representative, what they're trying to do in a lot of movies today. The fact that this one was made in 2016 and that was in there, I'm not sure. It may have been part of the story. I don't know. So that I don't know. I didn't research that.
I mean, you know,
but
and
it didn't
then,
really it didn't really have anything to do with the story, other than how it kept Kildare, who was very talented and very intelligent, kind of off to the side in the police force. That made sense. The part about the constable didn't make any sense why that was included in there.
And then we also had that scene between between Lizzie and Uncle, him offering her a cucumber sandwich, she saying no, and he said, "Oh right, hey, you're not partial to cucumber."
Oh, I didn't catch that one. I didn't hear that one. I didn't hear that one. But here's the thing, it wasn't. That's not the thing. See, I don't. They made those kind of comments, kind of suggesting that she was a lesbian. I don't think that was it. She was traumatized by all the sexual abuse as a child, and the type of physical abuse that her mother put on her for that sexual abuse. So she was probably traumatized about any kind of sexual contact at all. Okay, I mean, basically,
so much so, so much so that that when Lizzie got married to John Cree, she basically hired one of the dancers at the music hall to be their living mate and to also
be his concubine.
Assist.
She was basically his concubine.
Gonna say,
no, concubine's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
Because she had the hots for John all along. And Lizzie knew that. So she just said, "Hey, let me hire you as my maid, and you can take care of all the other wifely duties as well." And did. So I mean,
vigorously.
If you remember, it didn't show anything. If you remember when she was a little girl, how her mother, punished her.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, she was basically branded, people, by her mother there
with a needle
that had been put in a fire.
That's what branded means.
So I don't think it was a homosexuality, a lesbian thing for Lizzie. I think it was I've got PTSD.
Look at this.
Yeah, well, you have to understand who. So if you hung out in the Discord, you'd know who the malignant corporate overlords are. You would know that. So you have to hang out in the Discord, Connor.
I'm trying.
So it was a PTSD thing for her. That's my opinion. It wasn't a sexuality thing that they kind of implied or that the other people thought it was. It was just, I am traumatized by the whole concept of sex. I can't do it. All right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really seedy. Most of the characters in some way were pretty seedy. We're talking about this movie, Limehouse Gollum, and the main character is Lizzie Cree. It was her name. So, where were we? I kind of got sidetracked here. I was kind of following you along, and then got sidetracked. So, where were we? Come on, help me out here. My brain's gone. So I talked about the plot.
We were essentially talking about what we liked and didn't like about the movie.
Okay.
And then I said I didn't like all the gay subtext.
Right. Well, look,
it made no sense in the movie. That's what I meant.
Well, the part with Kildare did, because that established his ostracization in the police force. that made sense. The assumptions by the men in Lizzie's life about her made sense, get in the context of the PTSD stuff that she had going on. The stuff about the constable, that was just kind of thrown in there. So that one I didn't understand the reason for that one. But the other two made sense for the plot and the character development of those two. So that made sense. But I thought that the set pieces and the costuming and all that, the cinematography was great. And I was, trying to do some research on this, and it turns out that the director, some guy named Juan Carlos Medina, Funky Cold Medina,
Funky Cold Medina,
that he hired the set designer and the cinematographer from that Amazon, I think it's Amazon original Peaky Blinders, which is supposed to be a really good show, and it's set kind of in that era as well. And you can definitely see the influences. It was very similar style, kind of dark, gritty. Man, I've started Peaky Blinders like twice. I get about 4 or 5 episodes in, and then I get sidetracked. That's one of those things I got to get back and just kind of commit to watching it because it's supposed to be so good. And they're just finishing up the last season right now, I think. But so I like that. I like that. Like I said, I liked how it kind of wove all the different segments of society in there. I actually kind of thought that the scene where they were interrogating Karl Marx was pretty stinking funny, actually.
Yeah.
because here's Karl Marx, who was a socialist Jew in Victorian England, and they were interrogating him because another man had been murdered who was
Also
Jewish.
Jew.
And so he was like, so you're saying that the Jewish monster killed another Jew? What about that makes sense, And then in the middle of it, the Kildare just went, "Yeah, this is stupid. You didn't do this." I just thought that scene was pretty funny.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's a fun fact for you. I get to do one. The guy that played Kildare, his name is Bill Nighy, Nighy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. And I thought he did a fantastic job as Bill.
Is he a science guy?
What's that?
Bill
no,
Nye,
he's
the science
not.
guy? Is he a science guy?
Nighy, not Nye. Anyway, very good though. Good shot there. But his character, Kildare, do you know who was originally cast to play that character?
Who?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman would have been awesome at that.
Alan Rickman, Severus Snape, and Alexander Dane from Galaxy Quest, and Hans Gruber from Die Hard. He was originally cast to play that part, and he had to pull out of that.
He was also in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, he had to pull out of that movie because of ill health, and it happened. The ill health was his pancreatic cancer that he eventually died from.
Oh,
so he died. So he didn't get to do this movie because he was dying of pancreatic cancer.
Oh,
but
dang.
Yes, the current actor that played Kildare did a fantastic job. But Alan Rickman would have nailed that part so much. I love Alan Rickman. He would have been really good in that. I really like that. So
You cannot have been the killer.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to think of one of Kildare's lines, and then I tried to do an impression of Alan Rickman.
Okay. Well, see, I just watched the Galaxy Quest documentary and just watched Galaxy Quest again. So when I think Alan Rickman, all I can think is, "By Grabthar's hammer you shall be avenged." That's all I can think of. I can hear him.
By Grabthar's hammer you will be avenged.
That. I can't do it. You can. Connor can do them, man. I can't. I can. I got voices.
I mean, come on, brother. You know I can do pretty good impressions, brother. Now let's get ready to rumble.
I should just shut up and just point to him. How do I point to him? Him. There. Him. I can't get the camera thing right. There, that guy. I just guys, he's the talent. I run the show. I'm basically the producer that happens to be on the camera. So, and I was really surprised. The average rating score for this for this movie. It was only like 6.3
So,
out of
Mitch, which one
10.
was spot on? Was it Rickman or oh man, what's his name, Dad? That the other
Hulk
guy did.
Hogan? Oh
Hulk
no,
Hogan.
it wasn't Hulk
I
Hogan.
couldn't remember
yeah,
his
well,
name.
yeah. So yeah, it was Hulk Hogan. It
Hulk
wasn't.
Hogan. And
You need to try to do Randy Savage. You need to try to do Macho Man.
Ah, dang it! Hit him.
Just go watch a few clips. You'll get him. So.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, see, it's like, we've always talked, Connor's always, had his stuttering issue when he talks, but when he does voices, he never does. So one of these days, he's just gonna start impersonating people and talking somebody else's voice all the time. So, hey, whatever. So be a telemarketer.
I can always do some pretty good convincing accents.
But see, when you're doing an accent, you still stutter through it. But when you're impersonating somebody's voice, you don't stutter through those. Have you ever noticed? When you're actually impersonating someone else's, because you're using a different part of your brain. You're using a different part of your brain.
Actually, what I think it is, it's similar to when I sing along to songs,
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically repeating something I've heard a lot, so I know what to say and I know what to do.
Right.
And with impressions, it's basically the same thing. I just repeat a line in there.
Yeah, it's a different part.
Mess up the voice.
It's a different part of your brain than generating your own speech. It's a different part of your brain.
I can also
reciting
throw
versus
Stitch.
generating. What's that?
I can also throw
just-
Stitch from
okay.
Lilo and Stitch.
So okay, can you do a chicken? Because you've been doing a chicken. We've been doing a chicken for the last 10 minutes. Anyway, guys, I would really recommend seeing this movie. I'm surprised that it got a 63 out of 100 on the Metascore. Would I say that there were certain acting parts where they completely nailed it and blew it out of the water? No, but I would say that overall there were strong performances across the board. So it was a solid, strong average stuff, but I thought it was better than a
Olivia
6 out of
Cook
10. Yeah, she was
Olivia
good.
Cook was amazing throughout the entire thing. She did blow it out the water. Especially her last line, kind of right before they did it.
Yeah.
Here we are again. Just her face.
Yeah.
It captured what she felt.
That's a recurring quote. That's a recurring line in the movie. That's why I put that up there.
Yeah.
So
it's Dan Leno's signature catchphrase. That just occurs again
Lizzie
and
stole
again
at
and
the
again.
end, yeah. But as far as the movie goes, there's
Definite must watch.
There's some minor there's some sexual content. It's not blatant. It's quick.
A couple of chestal flashes. That's about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
half a second.
The language is not bad. There's not bad language. It's not.
There is blood. There's blood. A lot of gore.
Not a lot, because a lot of the blood and gore you see is
There's a man
after
dismembered Johnson in a book.
Well, there is that. There is that. I forgot about that. But it's all done after the fact. You see these things after the fact. You don't, you don't see them doing a lot of it, right? The stuff where you actually see them doing the killing, it's it's quick.
You see the stabbing.
It's quick shot.
Right?
It's quick shots. The really gory stuff is when you see the aftermath. You see the crime scene. That's the gory stuff.
Yeah.
But it's already been done, so it's not bad. It's kind of dark. The lighting is kind of dark in the movie. I think this kind of set the kind of the dark, gritty, seedy side of London and during that time kind of vibe. But I thought everybody did a great job. I thought the acting was really good. I thought the story was interesting. Don't be surprised.
So too.
Don't be surprised if the twist doesn't shock you. But it was still good, even though it wasn't, oh my gosh, kind of twist. It was still very satisfying twist for me. I thought it went exactly where it needed to go. So I kind of and somebody definitely got some sweet justice at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
That was kind of funny. But it's one of the
evil Swift Justice. It was so bad,
well, yeah.
but they had it coming.
But it was easy to enjoy this movie. I actually watched it a second time this afternoon just to watch it again. So probably one of the better movies, more enjoyable movies that we've watched recently. So yeah, go watch it. It's
Fifth Element was pretty good.
What was? Oh, of course, Fifth Element. I
good.
said I didn't say this was the best one. I said this was one of the better ones. That puts it in the top half.
The Power of Us was pretty good too.
Don't get me started on The Power of Us. Stinking Pokemon movie. Golly, Moses.
Hey, anyway. Pokemon rules.
It does something.
Pokemon rules.
So this movie's an hour and 49 minutes long. It's not too terribly long. I felt it was paced pretty well. I didn't think it drug on. I thought that everything that happened kind of needed to happen. So yeah, go check it out. That's all I got to say about it. So you want to go? You want to pick the next one?
Sure,
you ready to pick the next one? All right, let's pick the next one. All right, so we're gonna roll and see where we're gonna go, what we're gonna look at, and all that stuff for next time. So I got to roll a 20-sided dice to figure out which service we're gonna do, and I rolled a 1. I botched, and whenever we botch, that means we got to roll again, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I botched again.
Oh,
I'm glad I'm not playing D&D right now. And a 5. So that would be Amazon.
I believe.
Yeah. And now I'm going to roll a 10-sided dice for the category. And that would be 8. So that would be horror. Horror.
No.
And then I'm going to roll our percentage dice.
I freaking hate horror movies.
And I got an 11. So I'm going to go and look for the 11th movie in the horror category on Amazon, and I will be right back. And I got to do it on my phone because the computer's acting funny tonight, so y'all just bear with me.
Please don't be a bad movie. 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 Yeah, Mitch, you love horror. I don't. I get nightmares easily. Not afraid to admit that.
Okay, so I know this is one that Mitch has seen because I've heard him talk about this one before, and I don't know that I would consider it. I mean, maybe he would. I don't know from what I've heard about it, like a horror movie.
What is
it? Like what he thinks is a horror movie. It's the 2008 movie Cloverfield, and I've heard about it, and it's a movie that I've always kind of like, I need to watch that movie, and I never have gotten around to watching that movie.
That's from what I've heard, one of the movies I can handle. I love found footage films.
So that's what we're watching. It's like a found footage type big monster movie kind of thing. I don't know much about it. I know it's something that's supposed to be good. So that's what we're going to watch next time. We're going to watch Cloverfield and see where it takes us. From what I understand about this movie, this is the type of horror movie that I could probably handle. I'm not about... I don't think my heart can handle the kind of horror movies that Brandon and Mitch like to watch. My heart can't go there anymore. So, see? Kaiju and his found footage. That should be right up your alley, dude.
I know.
All right, so you might have lots to say, and I might sit there and go, okay. So it sounds like everybody's loved this movie. And it's kind of funny. The average Metascore on it's like 64, so apparently the reviewers didn't like it, but fans did. So that's what we're going to talk about next time. I'm kind of out of anything to talk about. I want to go get something else to drink, and I want to go get on the Xbox because it's Friday night. And that's what I do.
What are you guys going to play?
Don't know. Well, I'm just going to go show up, and I told them just send me an invite to where everybody's going. So I'll be there.
Overwatch. I'll play Overwatch with you guys.
If we play Overwatch, we'll play Overwatch. So next Friday we'll be reviewing Cloverfield from 2008 and see where that takes us. We'll have another geek question, and we'll chase more chickens, and we'll ramble. Hopefully not as much as we did tonight. So although we did ramble a whole lot more last week, but it seemed like it stuck together better than it did this week. So
yeah, I agree.
you can either have long put together rambling or short, all over the place rambling. That didn't sound good.
What do you mean?
Long, short, it just didn't quite sound right. I needed to reword that. I should have reworded that. That didn't come out right. That didn't either. I need to just stop. I think I just need to stop talking. So we're gonna go. How about that?
I think I don't hear what's wrong.
It's
If
in
you're
here.
talking grammatically.
It's in here. It's what I'm saying and what is triggering in my brain that sounds wrong. See, phrasing. So anyway, we're gonna
Phrasing,
go.
Boom, Archer.
I'm not. No, not yet. There's only been one. I've got at least 2 more coming. So
There can only be one.
this is. You should know more than anybody, Steven. This is just ADHD working, all right? So we're going to get out of here. We're going to go play some Xbox, or at least I'm going to go play some Xbox. Connor may come and join us, depending on what we're going to play. We can play, if we play some mini golf, you can come join us playing mini golf too. And I
don't have that game downloaded.
I'm going to stream that as well. So we'll be doing that soon. And I really appreciate folks coming and just kind of hanging out and chatting with us. I know sometimes it's kind of difficult, but especially on Friday night. So I really do appreciate folks hanging out with us and giving us some folks to chat with besides each other. That's pretty cool. And you guys are good friends of mine, and I really appreciate it. It means more than you know. So that's all I got to say. I don't want to get too touchy-feely now at the end here. Let's move on. And that's it. So I got nothing else to say. I can't wait till next week.
Before we go, I have something I want to say.
Go.
I choked on my nuts.
Okay, who was that supposed to be?
Alan Rickman.
That didn't quite sound like Alan Rickman though.
That did.
That didn't sound so. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna
That
go.
did. That was so Alan Rickman.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna see the guys on the Xbox here soon. I'll be streaming gaming here soon. So if you want to watch us hang out and chat and get really weird, then come on. We'll be back on this channel.
Thank you, Steven. See, Steven knew.
About 30 minutes or so. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you're listening to this via podcast, go rate us on wherever you listen to us on podcasts. If we can get more people in here, it just makes it more fun. So
exactly. Tonight was really awesome. Thank all of you guys so much. Mitch, Ashley, Steven, Hammer, everyone.
Did you get
Thank
Hook?
you so much.
Hook. You forgot Hook.
Hook.
So
Hook.
all right.
I didn't know if you knew their real
It's
name
Angela.
or not.
It's Angela. It's Angela.
Angela.
So, anyway, all right. So that's all we got for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour. And always remember,
stay nerdy, my friends.
Woo! What was that?
That was supposed to be Ric Flair.
That wasn't quite. It's woo! Woo! Everybody join us now, apparently. Oh, yeah! I can't even hear you.
Sounds like 20 years of smoking. Oh my gosh, it hurts my throat.
Bye, guys. Y'all have a good night.
See ya.